All right, today we're going to be taking a look at another watch from Guanqin. This is another one I picked up on Gearbest, and so this will be another quick kind of first impressions video. This one's a little bit different than the last one. It's a different size, it's got some different features, different movement, but yeah, all these things kind of make it a little bit different. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so I'm excited about that, but if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and help me get there. Be much appreciated. But let's take a look at this watch. So this is the second Guanqin watch that I picked up from Gearbest. This is the GJ16028. Before I got the GJ16034, and the previous one, the 16034. That one everybody loves. It's it's gotten lots of praise from the watch community, and that was the main reason I picked it up. This one there wasn't a lot of information on, so it was a little bit more of a risk, so I went for it. The main thing that drew me to this one was the small seconds complication that it has. I really like the look of a small seconds on a dress watch, and I was been hoping to pick one up for a while, and so when I saw this I was kind of excited and figured I'd give it a shot. Again, I had a really good impression with the first Guanqin and was hoping that this one would be of similar quality, and unfortunately it's not quite as good a quality I think as the last one. There's some questions about, like, I think the dial doesn't look nearly as well done or nice as the first Guanqin that I got, and then the first one that I got lucky and I got the Seiko NH36 movement in it. A lot of the newer ones are having a Miyota movement. This one, as near as I can tell, it has a Chinese movement in it. But I couldn't tell for sure. It's possible that it's a Miyota, but I'm pretty sure it's a Chinese movement. Maybe if you guys see the movement, you can tell me what you think. But that said, there's a lot to like about this watch, and it was had a lot of interesting things about that I didn't notice just by looking at the pictures. And as is often the case, I think with Gearbest and a lot of these other Chinese retailers, the descriptions on the website are a little bit off, and that was the case here. So it was advertised as a 40 millimeter watch with an 18 millimeter band. It turned out to actually be a 38 millimeter watch with a 20 millimeter band, and I kind of like that. Like, it seems like the trend for watches is going back to smaller watches, especially for dress watches. And if you talk to any watch enthusiast, they're going to tell you that 40 millimeters is probably on the large end for a dress watch, but that's where most dress watches that you're seeing now are going to hit at 40 millimeters or even a little bit above that. So to find a nice little 38 millimeter automatic is kind of hard to find these days, especially if you can pick one up for 50 bucks like I did with this one. So that's great. The other interesting thing is that it has a domed crystal that looks really nice, and I didn't realize that when I purchased it. And I did a water drop test on it. It looks like the crystal is actually sapphire too, which, if that's the case, you're getting a sub 40 millimeter dress watch with a small seconds, an automatic movement, domed sapphire crystal, all stainless steel case, and you're paying about $50 for it, which is just an amazing deal, I think. So there really is a lot to like about this watch. Yeah, again, going back to the questions I have, the main one is obviously the movement. When you buy these, you're always wondering what you're going to get, and it looks like this one is a Chinese movement. I was trying to do some research, but I couldn't tell for sure. It says 8200 on the rotor of the movement. It doesn't have a movement maker identified anywhere on the movement. It just says Guanqin. So 8200, it could be a reference to a Miyota 8200 movement. This one, it does have hand winding, has a date, it does not hack, so the seconds hand and the watch does not stop when you pull out the crown. Yeah, but it could also be like a Chinese clone of the Miyota 8200 movement. I was doing some research online. It seems like a lot of the Chinese watches use that. That said, the movement seems to be working perfectly fine. It's running, I did one little test. It was running about 17 seconds fast per day, and I haven't had any problems with it. So I think that's perfectly acceptable for, an automatic watch. I would prefer it to have a Japanese movement and have a little bit more confidence then, but so far I don't have any actual reasons to complain about it. One thing that I am a little bit disappointed in is the dial of the watch. So it's just kind of a glossy white finish, and I think they were going for kind of like an enamel look or a lacquer look to it. And in some lighting, it does look like that. It's just, it's very simple, very clean, and the applied Roman numerals really pop off it well. But then when the light hits it in certain ways and it catches reflections from light sources, sometimes you see these little distortions on it that really make it look like it's just kind of a glossy plastic. And that's probably what the dial's made out of. It's hard to say. But yeah, so that's one minor complaint. Other than that, again, I think the watch is a really cool little watch. Again, it's got a lot of features and specs that you normally wouldn't see in a budget dress watch, much less one that you can pick up for $50. So if those are the kinds of things you're looking for, if you're looking for a small dress watch, and you don't have a lot of cash, this is a great option for that. Anyways, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And yeah, thanks for taking a look.